The last slave left behind the market was loud and crowded, filled with voices from many worlds. Every corner was packed with aliens, some tall and strong, some small and quick. In the center, under the harsh light, was a stage where slaves were being sold. Buyers from many planets watched, their eyes cold and hungry every few minutes. A new slave was brought onto the stage. The auctioneer shouted out the price, his voice rising above the noise, one by one. The slaves were sold, taken away by their new owners. Some looked scared, some looked angry, but all were helpless. Soon, there was only one slave left. He was sitting at the far end of the stage, smaller than the others. His skin was a strange shade of blue, and his big eyes looked tired. His name was Caro, and he hugged his knees to his chest, trying to stay warm. No one wanted him. The other slaves had whispered about him before they left. He is weak, they said. He is worthless. Even the auctioneer seemed bored. He waved his hand and shouted, "Last one, take him for a cheap price." Any offer, but the buyers laughed and looked away. Some made jokes. Why keep that one? He is broken. Others shook their heads, not worth a single coin. Caro stared down at the dirty floor. His mind was full of fear, but also shame. He remembered the day he was captured. His world was quiet and beautiful once, but now he was alone on a strange planet. He wondered if he would ever be free again. Maybe this was his fate, to be left behind. Suddenly, a new sound cut through the laughter. Someone was walking through the crowd. People stepped aside, whispering. It was a human, a rare sight in this part of the galaxy. The human was tall, wearing a long coat. His face was hard to read, but his eyes looked sharp and bright. He moved with quiet confidence, not afraid of the other aliens. The auctioneer tried to look interested. "Do you want to buy, sir?" Only one left. The human said nothing at first. He walked up to the stage and looked at Caro. The crowd grew silent. Everyone watched, surprised. Why would a human come all this way just for the weakest slave? Caro looked up, meeting the humans eyes for a moment. There was something kind in that gaze, something different from the others. But Caro was afraid to hope. He had learned that hope often brought pain. The human finally spoke. His voice was calm and steady. "How much for him?" he asked. The auctioneer shrugged. "Whatever you want to pay. He is no good for work. Can't even speak our language. Take him if you want. I'll give you a discount." The auctioneer grinned. Thinking the human was foolish, a few coins changed hands, and just like that, Caro was sold. The human unlocked Caro's chains and helped him down from the stage. The crowd started to laugh again. Only a human would buy something so useless. One alien shouted, "Maybe he wants a pet." Another joked. But the human ignored them all. He kept his hand gently on Caro's shoulder, guiding him through the market. The crowd watched them go, whispering and shaking their heads. No one understood why the human wanted Caro, not even Caro himself, as they walked away from the stage. Caro stumbled, weak from hunger and fear. The human stopped and knelt down beside him. He opened a small bag and gave Caro a piece of bread and a drink of water. Caro ate quickly, almost crying with relief. No one had shown him kindness since he was captured. The human smiled gently. "My name is Alex," he said. "You are safe now. I will not hurt you." Caro did not answer. He did not know if he could trust Alex. But something inside him, something small and quiet, felt a spark of hope. Why would a human buy him? What did Alex want? Was it possible that Caro was not as worthless as everyone said? As they left the noisy market behind, Caro looked back one last time. The stage was empty now. The lights were fading. He wondered what his future would be. He wondered what secrets Alex held. Alex led Caro down dark, winding streets. They passed shops and stalls, the smells of strange food and the noise of alien music all around them. But Alex seemed to know where he was going. He walked quickly, looking over his shoulder now and then. Caro felt fear growing in his chest. Was this another trap? Or was this the beginning of something new? The city lights grew dim as they reached a quiet alley. Alex stopped and turned to Caro. "You are not worthless," he said softly. "You are more important than you know." Caro stared at him, confused and unsure. But Alex only smiled. For the first time, Caro wondered if there was more to his story. He had a secret even he did not know. And as the two of them disappeared into the shadows, the market behind them, full of laughter and noise, a strange feeling began to grow inside Caro. Maybe, just maybe, he was not alone anymore. The city outside the market was nothing like Caro had known before. The air was cold and sharp, filled with strange smells and flashing lights. Alex moved quickly, guiding Caro through crowded streets and narrow paths. Caro followed, still weak and tired, his feet almost dragging behind him. They passed rows of metal houses and neon signs. The crowd here was different aliens with glowing skin, robots on wheels, voices speaking in 100 tongues. No one cared about Caro. No one looked at Alex. It was as if they were both invisible in this busy world. Alex stopped near a small food stall. He looked around carefully, checking every corner. "Are they following us?" Caro whispered. His voice was shaky. It was the first time he spoke since the market. Alex nodded, his face serious. "Yes, some of them are curious. They wonder why I chose you. We need to hide, but we also need to talk." He led Caro down a dark alleyway, away from the noise and the lights. The walls here were high and dirty, shadows moving like ghosts. Caro pressed his back against the wall, trying to disappear. Alex sat next to him, close, but not too close. He did not want to frighten Caro. Alex reached into his coat and pulled out a small metal box. It looked old and strange, covered in scratches. "Do you know what this is?" Alex asked, his voice low. Caro shook his head. He had never seen anything like it. Alex pressed a button on the box, and it glowed with a soft blue light for a moment. The shadows danced across Caro's face. The box hummed quietly, then faded to black. "This is why I bought you," Alex said. "This is the answer to many secrets." Caro stared at the box, his heart pounding. "I don't understand," he whispered. "Why me?" Alex smiled gently. "You are not weak, Caro. There is something special inside you. Something the others could not see, but I did." Caro shook his head. "I am nothing, just a slave. I have no power. No one wanted me." Alex's eyes flashed. "With a strange light? That's what they want you to think. But I know the truth." Caro was quiet. He felt fear and hope fighting inside him. "How do you know?" he asked. Alex glanced around again, then leaned closer. "A long time ago, I found a book," he said. "It was old, full of stories about your people. It said your kind could unlock hidden technology machines that even the greatest aliens feared." Caro's eyes widened. He had heard old legends as a child, but he thought they were just stories. "No one believes that," he said softly. Alex shook his head. "That's what the Empire wanted. They erased your history. They made everyone forget, but I found the truth, and I found you." Caro looked down, his hands shaking. "If it is true, why did you help me?" Alex put a hand on Caro's shoulder, gentle and kind. "Because you deserve more. And because I need your help." Before Caro could answer, footsteps echoed at the mouth of the alley. Alex quickly covered the box and stood up. His body was tense, ready for danger. "Stay behind me," he whispered. Two tall aliens with dark cloaks walked by, their eyes scanning the alley. They did not stop, but Caro could feel their cold gaze for a long time. When the footsteps faded, Alex relaxed a little. "We have to keep moving," he said. "There." Are many who would hurt you if they knew the truth. Caro followed Alex deeper into the city. His mind was spinning with questions. Was it possible that he was more than just a slave? Could he really unlock something powerful? Or was Alex just another trickster playing games with hope? As they walked, Alex talked softly, telling stories about the galaxy, about forgotten empires, about the rise of humans on distant worlds. Caro listened, wondering if any of it could be real. "We are almost there," Alex said finally. He led Caro to a tall building with broken windows and rusted doors. Inside, the air was thick and musty. Alex led Caro up a dark staircase. At the top was a small room, empty except for a table and 2 chairs. Alex closed the door behind them and locked it. He put the metal box on the table and looked at Caro. "This is our chance," Alex said. "I need you to touch it if the legends are true. It will only work for you." Caro's hands trembled. He did not want to believe, but he also could not refuse. He reached out and placed his hand on the box. For a second, nothing happened. Then, the box glowed brighter than before. Symbols appeared. Spinning and floating in the air, a soft voice spoke in a language Caro did not know. But somehow, he understood. The room filled with blue light, Alex's eyes shone with excitement. "You see? You are special. You are the key." Caro pulled his hand back, breathing hard. "What happens now?" he asked. Alex smiled, but there was worry in his eyes. "Now, we run. There are many who will want to take you away, but together, maybe we can change everything." Caro stood by the window, looking out at the city lights for the first time. He felt a spark of hope mixed with fear. He was no longer just a slave. He was part of a secret plan, and his story was only just beginning. Alex watched the city lights flicker through the broken window every few seconds. A shadow moved outside. Caro stood next to him, still feeling the strange energy from the metal box. He could not forget the blue light or the symbols that floated. In the air, he wondered if he was still the same person or if the box had changed him forever. Alex put a hand on Caro's shoulder. His voice was quiet but strong. "We cannot stay here. They will find us soon. The device you activated sent a signal. Someone out there is looking for you now." Caro nodded, fear tightening his chest. "Where can we go?" he asked. His voice trembled, but his eyes showed new courage. Alex moved to the door. He peeked into the hallway. "We need to get to my ship," he whispered. "It is hidden in the old part of the spaceport. If we reach it, we can leave this." Planet Caro followed Alex down the dark stairs. The building creaked with every step. In the streets, the city was changing. Night was falling, and the crowds had grown thin. Strange creatures hid in the shadows, watching with yellow eyes. Suddenly, a siren wailed in the distance. Alex pulled Caro into an alley. He pressed his back to the wall and listened. Voices shouted, echoing off the stone, "Search every street." Someone ordered, "They cannot get away." Boots stomped closer. Weapons ready, Caro's heart pounded. He pressed the metal box to his chest. Alex looked at him and whispered, "Can you use it again?" "The way you did in the room." Caro closed his eyes. The box was warm. He remembered the symbols. The soft voice, he focused, willing it to help. Suddenly, the box glowed. The wall behind them shimmered and changed. A hidden door appeared. Alex's eyes widened in surprise. "This way," Alex said. They slipped through the secret door just as footsteps raced past. Inside, it was dark and cold. The tunnel smelled of old water and rust. Pipes ran along the ceiling, dripping drops into puddles. The only light came from the box and Caro's hands. Alex led the way, moving quickly. "These tunnels connect to the spaceport," he said. "We must hurry." Caro stumbled on a loose stone. His legs ached, but he kept moving. The echoes behind them told him they were not alone. Sometimes he heard voices or the clank of metal on metal. He wondered how many people were hunting them. After many turns, the tunnel forked. Alex paused, looking at a faded map on the wall. Left or right? Caro asked. Alex traced the lines with his finger. Left leads to the docks. Right leads to the main port. Both are dangerous, but the docks might be quieter. They turned left, the air growing colder. Soon, the tunnel opened into a wide chamber. Broken crates and machines lay in the shadows. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed. Alex froze. 3 alien guards stepped from the darkness, their faces hidden by metal masks. There they are. One shouted, "Stop." Alex pulled Caro behind a pile of crates. He whispered, "Stay down." The guards fired bright lasers that sizzled through the air. Sparks flew. The smell of burning metal filled the room. Caro looked at the box. Desperate. "Help us," he whispered. The box flickered, and suddenly a shield of blue light surrounded them. The lasers bounced away, leaving them safe. Alex smiled, amazed. "You really are special, Caro." But the guards were getting closer. Caro could see their sharp eyes behind the masks. Alex pointed to a small door across the room. "When I say go, run," he whispered. Caro nodded. His legs felt like jelly, but he was ready. Alex picked up a broken pipe. He threw it to the other side of the room. The sound made the guards turn. "Now?" Alex shouted. Caro sprinted toward the door, Alex right behind him. They crashed through into a narrow hallway. Feet pounded behind them. More guards were coming. The hallway twisted and turned. Caro could barely breathe, but he kept going. At last, a patch of moonlight shone ahead. They burst out into the open, gasping for air. The old docks were silent, except for the wind. Ships rested in their bays. Some new, some rusted and forgotten. Alex pointed to a small ship hidden behind a pile of crates. "That's mine," he said. "If we reach it, we are safe." Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed. Voices shouted, "They are here. Stop them." Alex ran faster, pulling. Caro behind him. The guards closed in. Their boots thudded on the metal floor. At the last second, Alex opened the ship's hatch. "Get in," he shouted. Caro jumped inside. Alex followed, pressing buttons on the control panel. The ship's engines hummed to life. Guards fired at the hull, but the metal held. Caro watched through a small window as the city faded behind them. Alex smiled. "With relief, we made it. But they will not give up easily." Caro held the metal box, feeling its warmth. He looked at Alex and saw hope in his eyes, for the first time. Caro believed he might have a future, a chance to change everything outside. The stars waited. The escape had begun. Caro sat in the corner of the small ship. His arms wrapped around his knees. The hum of the engines filled the air. Alex pressed buttons and checked blinking lights outside the window. The stars spun as the ship left the planet behind. For a long time, Caro stayed quiet. His head was heavy with questions. He stared at the metal box on the floor. Blue light still flickering softly. Every now and then, he glanced at Alex, trying to understand this strange human who had risked so much to help him. Alex finished his work and turned to Caro. "We are safer now," he said. His voice was gentle, but soon they will follow. "We must keep moving." Caro nodded. But the word safe felt strange to him. He had been a slave for so long. He hardly remembered what it meant to feel safe. "Why are you helping me?" Caro finally asked. "Why did you buy me when no one else wanted me?" Alex smiled, tired but warm. He sat on the floor next to Caro. The engines hummed softly beneath them. "Because I believe in you," Alex said. "Because I have learned secrets that no one else remembers." Caro frowned. "What kind of secrets?" Alex leaned back against the wall. His eyes seemed to look far away, back in time, long ago. There was a race of people who saved the galaxy. They were peaceful, wise, and brave. They had gifts no one else could understand. They could wake old machines, heal broken things, and even bring hope to lost worlds. But one day, an empire grew jealous and afraid. They tried to destroy that race. Erase every story, every name. That race was yours. Kero stared, shocked, his heart beat faster, my people. But I am nothing. I cannot heal or fix anything. I was always the weakest. Alex shook his head. That is what they made you believe. But the stories say that the last of your kind would forget who they were. They would hide their powers so deep inside, even they would not remember until someone showed them hope. Kero's eyes filled with tears. I always thought I was useless. That is what the other slaves said. That is what everyone said. Alex took Kero's hand. You are not useless. You have power. When you touched the box, you opened it. No one else could do that. The Empire is still afraid. That is why they hunt you. That is why they will never stop. Kero looked at the metal box. Its blue light glowed brighter. He felt warmth in his chest, a tiny flame growing stronger. What is inside this box? He asked. Why is it important? Alex picked up the box and held it gently. This is a key. It can unlock the truth. There are old machines hidden across the galaxy. Machines that can heal worlds or end wars or set people free. Your people once guarded these secrets. Now, you are the last one left. Kero's mind raced. He tried to remember stories from his childhood, stories of singing mountains, talking rivers, and a sky full of colors. Could it be true? Could he really be the last of a people who changed the stars? Suddenly, a loud beep echoed through the ship. Alex jumped up and rushed to the control panel. We have a signal, he said. They have found us. We need to go faster. Kero stood up, his legs shaking. What do we do? Alex looked at him, eyes bright. You have a choice, Kero. We can run and hide forever, or you can help me unlock the truth. We can show the galaxy who you really are. We can bring hope to others like you. Kero stared out the window at the stars. He remembered the cold market, the laughter, the shame. He remembered Alex's kindness, the feeling of safety, the power inside the box. He took a deep breath. I want to help, he said quietly. I want to know the truth. Alex smiled, a real smile. Then we work together. I will protect you. And you will guide me. The ship shook as it jumped to faster than light speed. Kero fell back into his seat. The stars became lines and the world outside disappeared. Hours passed in silence. Alex worked at the controls. While Kero watched the blue box, he closed his eyes and tried to listen to the voice he had heard before. This time, it was clearer. He heard words in a forgotten language, words that meant remember who you are. A new world appeared outside the window, a green planet with shining oceans and white clouds. Alex pointed. That is where we go next. There is an old machine hidden on that world. If you can unlock it, the galaxy will know your peoples. Story again. Kero's heart pounded with hope and fear. But what if I fail? He whispered. Alex squeezed his shoulder. You will not fail. I am with you. And you are stronger than you know. As the ship landed, Kero felt a strange peace for the first time. He believed he might have a purpose. He was more than a slave. More than a forgotten name, he was the key to something greater. Together, they stepped out into the new world. The journey was not over. Danger waited everywhere. But the truth was now awake, and nothing would ever be the same. The ship touched down in a forgotten corner of the green planet spaceport. Old metal ships lay in ruins nearby, covered with moss and vines. Kero stepped out first. Feeling fresh air and sunlight for the first time in many cycles, Alex followed. Close, keeping the metal box hidden under his coat. Around them, the spaceport was strangely silent. Most visitors stayed near the busy terminals. Leaving this place to scavengers and shadowy traders, Alex led Caro along cracked paths. Past broken ships and empty stalls, every sound seemed to echo. As if someone or something was always watching, Alex whispered, "We must hurry. The old machine is deep in the port, but our enemies might already be close." Caro nodded, still thinking about the voice in his mind. The words "remember who you are" played over and over. He wished he could believe them completely. Suddenly, a siren screamed from the far side of the spaceport. Red lights flashed high above the landing. Caro's heart jumped. "Did they find us?" he asked. Alex listened. "Face tight, I think so. We must move fast now. Stay close." They darted through narrow lanes between cargo containers and rusted towers. Shadows flickered in every corner. Caro's hands shook as he held the box. Every now and then, he felt its warmth, almost like a heartbeat. Ahead, voices shouted. The spaceport guards ran from ship to ship, their armor shining under the alarm lights. They carried heavy weapons, searching for any sign of trouble. Behind them, two tall figures in black cloaks followed, quietly agents of the Empire, their faces hidden. Alex ducked behind a broken shuttle, pulling Caro down with him. He peeked around the corner. "There's a passage under the landing pad," Alex said. "If we reach it, we can find the machine, but we have to get past the guards." Caro nodded. He remembered the blue shield from the tunnels. "Maybe the box would help again. I'll try," he whispered. He pressed his hand, too. The box, nothing happened at first, but then, blue light shimmered around them. The air bent and twisted. For a moment, their bodies became almost invisible, like ghosts in the bright light. "Move now," Alex urged. They slipped past the guards. The soldiers did not see them. The Empire's agents looked confused, sensing something was wrong, but they kept moving, searching for a clue. Caro and Alex hurried to the metal hatch. Alex pulled it open and waved Caro inside. Below, a dark tunnel led under the spaceport. Caro climbed down, heart racing. Alex followed, closing the hatch behind them. Down in the darkness, the noise of the chase faded. The tunnel was lined with glowing moss, lighting the way with gentle green. "This must be the path," Alex said. "The machine is close." Caro led the way now, drawn by a strange feeling. The closer they got, the stronger the box's warmth became. The tunnel opened into a wide chamber in the center. A strange machine stood, old and beautiful, covered in alien symbols and silver wires. Alex stared in awe. "This is it, the machine of your people." Before Caro could move, loud footsteps echoed in the tunnel behind them. Guards dropped into the chamber, weapons ready. The two black-cloaked agents followed, their eyes locked on Caro. "Don't move," shouted a guard. "Hand over the slave and the human." Alex stepped in front of Caro, arms raised. "Let us go. He is not just a slave. He is the last of his kind." The agents laughed, cold and sharp. "He is a danger. He does not belong." Caro's fear grew, but Alex's words echoed in his heart. "You are not useless. You are the key." He looked at the old machine. The blue box, the enemies closing in. He took a deep breath and pressed the box to the machine. A burst of blue light filled the chamber. The ground shook. The guards stumbled back, blinded by the glow. The agents shouted, trying to reach Caro, but a shield of light stopped them. Caro heard the voice in his mind again. Louder now, "Awaken, child of hope." The machine came to life. Silver lights spinning and symbols dancing in the air. The whole room was filled with warmth and peace. Caro stood tall, the box shining in his hands. The guards and agents tried to push through the shield, but it was no use. The old machine showed them visions of peace, healing, and unity. Some of the guards dropped their weapons, tears in their eyes, remembering things they had lost. Alex stepped beside Caro, proud and amazed. You did it, Caro. You are truly special. Caro looked at the enemies, but he felt no anger. I am not just a slave. I am more than that. My people's story will not end with me. As the light faded, the enemies fled, afraid of what they had seen. The shield dropped, but now the whole spaceport was changed. Guards spoke kindly. Old rivals shook hands. Hope returned to a place once ruled by fear. Alex and Caro stood together, breathing hard. There will be more challenges, Alex warned. But you have shown everyone the truth. You are not alone anymore. Caro smiled, holding the blue box close. Thank you for believing in me. Outside, the sirens were silent. The chase was over, but a new journey was about to begin. The old chamber glowed with soft blue light. The machine was awake, still humming quietly. Caro stood near it. Feeling strange energy flowing through his hands and up his arms, he looked down at the metal box, which now seemed to be a part of him. The warmth inside it matched the hope growing. In his heart, Alex watched Caro with pride. His own clothes were torn and dirty from the chase, but his eyes shone with belief. You did what no one else could do. Alex said quietly, the galaxy will change because of you, Caro wanted to believe it, but doubts still clung to the edges of his mind. Was this real, or was it a dream? He tried to remember the days before the slave market, but those memories were fading, replaced by something new, something powerful. Outside the chamber, the spaceport was waking up. People whispered about the strange light, about guards laying down their weapons and old enemies shaking hands. But not everyone wanted peace. In the shadows of the port, the two Empire agents spoke quickly, their faces hidden by dark hoods. We cannot let them escape, said the taller agent. The child's power is too strong. If he leaves, others will follow. The other agent nodded. The Empire must control him or destroy him. Prepare the hunter bots soon. Mechanical sounds echoed through the halls. The agents sent black, spider-like machines crawling through the tunnels. Their red eyes searched for heat and movement. Their claws clicked on the stone floor. Inside the chamber, Alex heard the noise. First, they are coming, he warned. We must leave. The ship is not far, but we must move fast. Caro nodded. He reached for the machine, hoping for more answers. As his hand touched the silver wires, a vision flashed in his mind. Ships in the sky. Cities healing, people working together. This is what can be. A voice whispered, if you have courage. Alex pulled him away. Later, Caro. Now. We run. They hurried through the tunnels. Blue light still shining from the box in Caro's hands. Behind them, the spider bots scuttled closer. They moved fast, crawling over walls and ceilings. One leaped at Alex, its claws reaching for his leg. Caro acted on instinct. He lifted the box and pointed it at the machine. A burst of blue energy shot out. The spider bot flew backward, landing in a pile of sparks. You have power now, Alex said. But don't let fear control you. Caro nodded, trying to calm his racing heart. They turned a corner and saw the exit, the old door they had used before. Alex ran ahead to open it. But two more spider bots dropped down, blocking the way. Their red eyes glowed. Caro hesitated, but then remembered Alex's words. Don't let fear control you. He closed his eyes and held the box tight. The blue light grew. It wrapped around the spider bots, lifting them into the air. The machines twisted and dropped, silent and broken. Alex cheered. Well done, Caro. You are learning fast. They burst out into the spaceport. The air was cold. Crowds had gathered to watch the strange blue light. The Empire agents stepped out of the shadows, their hands holding strange weapons. Give us the child, or everyone here will suffer, they shouted. Alex stood in front of Caro. You will have to go through me first. Caro shook his head. No, Alex, I have to do this. He stepped forward, holding the box high. The blue light spread out, forming a shield around the crowd. The agents fired their weapons, but the energy turned their blasts to dust. Caro could feel their anger, but also their fear. "I am not your enemy," Caro said. His voice was louder than before, and stronger. "I want peace, not pain." The box flashed, sending a wave of calm through the crowd. The people stared, amazed. The agents tried to run, but the light stopped them. "You cannot control me," Caro said, "and you cannot control hope." The machines of the Empire shut down. The spider bots collapsed, lights fading for the first time. The spaceport was truly quiet. Alex came to Caro's side. "You did it. You protected everyone." Caro was breathing hard, but a smile broke across his face. "I did not know I could do that. It feels like a dream." Alex put a hand on Caro's shoulder. "This is only the beginning. There are more people to help, more stories to fix. But you are not alone anymore." Caro looked at the box, now pulsing gently with blue light. "If I can change things here, maybe I can do it everywhere." The crowd began to cheer, calling out Caro's name. For the first time, he felt proud to be himself. Alex led him back toward their ship. The stars above seemed brighter. As they left the spaceport behind, Caro felt a new strength growing inside. The power was awakened, and hope was alive. The journey was far from over, but now Caro knew who he was, and he was ready for whatever came next. The sky was filled with golden clouds as Alex's small ship rose above the green planet. Caro looked out the window, his heart pounding with excitement and worry. The spaceport was now far behind, only a patch of light and metal below the stars. Above looked different, now brighter, more welcoming. Alex sat at the controls, guiding the ship toward open space. He glanced back at Caro and smiled. "We did it," he said softly. "You did it." Caro touched the metal box, still warm in his hands. It pulsed with gentle blue light, as if it could feel his thoughts. For the first time, Caro felt proud. The memories of the market and the cruel words of others felt far away. Now, there was only the future and hope. They passed through a field of shining comets. The ship shook a little, and Caro laughed. It was a free sound, new and bright. Alex laughed too. "You sound happy," he said. Caro nodded. "I am happy. I am not afraid anymore." Alex pointed to the stars ahead. "There are many more worlds out there. Many people need help. Are you ready for the next adventure?" Caro smiled. "Yes, I want to help. I want to show everyone that hope is not lost." As they flew, the ship's radio crackled to life. A strange signal played, a voice, weak but clear. "Is anyone there? Please help us. We are trapped. The Empire has returned." Alex turned to Caro. "Did you hear that? There are others who need us." Caro gripped the blue box. Feeling its warmth, "We have to help them," he said. "No one should feel alone like I did." Alex nodded. "We will go together. I cannot do this without you, Caro. You are not just a survivor. You are a hero now." Caro blushed, not sure he believed it yet. But the cheers from the spaceport echoed in his mind. He remembered the smiles and the new hope he had seen in the eyes of the people. Maybe, just maybe, he could be the hero Alex believed him to be. The ship moved faster, crossing the darkness between stars. Caro looked out, wondering what challenges waited ahead. Would there be more Empire agents? More traps? Or new friends? The future was full of questions, but for the first time, Caro was ready for them. He closed his eyes and listened to the box. The gentle voice inside spoke again. "Your story is not over. You are not the last. There is more to find, more to awaken." Caro opened his eyes and smiled. "The box says, there are others like me." Alex's eyes widened. "Then we will find them." We will bring your people's story back to the whole galaxy." As they left the comets behind, the ship passed a giant broken satellite. It sent out a signal-old message from long ago. The blue box flashed, and for a moment, Caro saw visions. Other children hiding, old machines waiting to be awakened, hidden places full of hope. "Did you see that?" Caro whispered. Alex nodded. "I saw it too. The galaxy is full of secrets. But now you have the power to reveal them." Suddenly, warning lights flashed on the control panel. Alex frowned. "Something is following us." Through the window, a dark ship appeared, silent and fast. Its lights were red, its hull marked with the Empire's cruel symbol. Caro felt fear, but only for a moment. Then he remembered his power and the people who needed him. "We cannot let them catch us," Alex said. "But we cannot run forever." Caro looked at the box. "Maybe I can talk to them. Maybe I can show them hope, like I did in the spaceport." Alex hesitated. "It's dangerous, but you are right. If anyone can change their hearts, it's you." Caro took a deep breath. He held the box close. It glowed brighter, filling the small ship with blue light. He reached out with his mind, searching for a connection. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a new voice echoed through the ship. Not from the radio, but from the blue box itself. "Child of hope, you are not alone. Others are coming. The time for hiding is over. The time for change is here." Caro looked at Alex, hope shining in his eyes. "We are not alone. There are more who believe in peace." Alex smiled. "Then let's meet them. Let's show the galaxy what hope can do." As the dark ship faded away, and the stars grew brighter ahead, Caro felt lighter than ever before. The galaxy was waiting. His story was only just beginning. Together, Alex and Caro flew into the unknown, ready to help, ready to heal, and ready to prove that even the weakest can change everything.